outstanding coaching. For example, our boxing team. And they didn't want to introduce boxing, and I said, I don't understand this, because I've never asked a pre-war ex-cadet what his greatest memory was of the college. Every single one of them would say, recruit boxing. Now, we have 2 national champions, and my instructions were, because I boxed all my life and helped out as much as I could, I said, all we're interested is teaching these cadets self-defense. When it reaches a stage where one cadet is superior to the other, stop the bout. We're not here to see people get beaten up, but we are concerned about people leading troops and having his first cold fish across the face in front of troops and not know how to handle himself. And I think the last year I was there, we were never less than second in boxing at the varsity level. It was just amazing. The cadets in the armed forces, every conflict that every conflict that Canada, I'm not saying before Canada, but when Canada became Canada, RMC ex-cadets led the way in all those conflicts. Yep. When they weren't doing it in the Army, they were doing it in the private sector. Didn't matter whether it was politics, whether it was ambassadors, whether it was consultants, whether it was financiers. They dominated the scene, and they were the proof of the pudding. So that, and when they couldn't find enough challenges on the ground, you can see them up in the space program. Yeah. Group, the team that come in, ended up achieving the 4th pillar at the college. Number 1. Number 2, the staff. You take Captain from the Air Force. He went on to become the in charge of the program at the University of Alberta.
Who, Tatterchuck?
Tatterchuck.
Yeah.
Ralph Lund, I got him into and took over the program at Queen's.
Yes.
Tatterchuck goes with the Olympic Committee as a consultant on basketball, and Rolf does the same thing with track and field. And he was the guy that expelled Johnson when Dudley Hill stayed on for some time and became the cadet or the director of the program, and he was great in rugger and badminton, and he was not only a champion himself, but he developed champions. Most of that group of other ranks became commissioned.
Yeah.
Almost all of them. One of them, a corporal, Jimmy Murray, came in. He said, boss, they're going to run an Olympic committee, and they want people to come and take the tests and take the schooling and then write a test. And he passed. He went with the Olympics and spent a whole career with the Olympics. we had a fellow by the name of Emery, who was a great two-man bobsleigh. He ended up taking I think it was a third-year cadet as his partner, and they won at the Olympics. Asked me to speak. I said, I'd like to throw something at you as a group. I'm getting a lot of feedback from the cadets that the academic staff is discouraging them from participating in these varsity events. And I said, I find that very tough to accept, because I said, we have a staff member for every 7 cadets in the college. So nobody is overworked. I said, and I happen to have all the marks of the cadet wing. We were about 200, I think, at that time. And I said, strange enough, the varsity athletes are in the top third of the marks. What's your excuse for the other 2/3? There was silence. I said, this is the only place that I know of, university, that college members aren't chairman or assistant coaches or whatever with the activities. And I think it would be very useful for you to join them on a weekend or whatever and just see what happens. I forget what happened, but Tom Hutchison jumps up and said, I'd like to vote to be the chairman of the hockey team. I said, you're on. And then the whole group. And from then on until I left, it was nothing but staff members, chairman of all those activities.
Amazing. Still is.